Lewis Hamilton is undergoing rigorous testing with Ferrari under the TPC regulations, and it appears he will finally get his hands on the SF24. What Hamilton sorely missed following the conclusion of the 2024 season in Abu Dhabi will be somewhat compensated through a Pirelli test for the 2026 tire specifications. However, the more significant aspect of this is that the seven-time world champion has already had a major impact on car development based on the ongoing testing process. With this in mind, how crucial will Hamilton's experience be? More importantly, will he finally put to rest the narrative that he lacks the ability to develop a championship-winning car? One of the most monumental moves in motorsport history has finally come to fruition. Hamilton has begun testing with Ferrari. The team had been preparing for this from day one. Both Hamilton and Leclerc put in extensive simulator work, which was followed by a test at Fiorano, Ferrari's private circuit, using the F175. The process then escalated into an intensive 1,000 kilometers, three-day test in Barcelona. Some speculated that such a demanding schedule would be overwhelming, even for a driver of Hamilton's caliber, given that Ferrari compressed the entire 1,000 kilometers allowance into just 3 days. Nevertheless, there was little more they could do to ensure he became familiar with Ferrari's current machinery. Of course, Hamilton has yet to drive the SF24, the most competitive Ferrari car of the ground effects era, alongside the F175. The key difference is that the SF24 has progressed in performance, whereas the F175 has regressed. Unfortunately, Hamilton didn't get much time with the SF23 in Barcelona due to a crash, which ultimately prevented Leclerc from continuing the test as well. This setback may have hindered an opportunity that Hamilton had long anticipated, but Ferrari remains unfazed. Both Hamilton and Leclerc were placed on distinct testing programs in Barcelona, with Hamilton focusing on tire management, an area in which he struggled significantly at Mercedes. Ferrari is taking no risks when it comes to their car's performance, especially since Hamilton will be starting the season with them. They are expecting invaluable feedback from him, and changes have already been implemented, such as shifting the cockpit slightly backward and refining the metals, a complex process for engineers. This demonstrates Maranello's commitment to giving Hamilton the necessary tools to claim his 8th championship. Reports indicate that Hamilton's feedback has been incredibly detailed, providing engineers with critical insights into the direction they should take for the upcoming season. While the tests were conducted on older spec cars, this does not render them irrelevant. At the core of it, the ground effects principle remains unchanged. Even though the 2025 Ferrari will be 99% different from its predecessor, there won't be a radical overhaul due to regulatory constraints. This underscores the significance of Hamilton's input. Moreover, the fact that he is already adjusting to Ferrari's braking system, especially the different brake discs they use, suggests that he is adapting well despite the incident at turn 12, where he crashed at 124 miles per hour. Ferrari's engineers have responded positively to Hamilton's performance, and it turns out that the SF23 was not as disappointing as initially perceived, despite winning only one race during the season. A crucial point worth mentioning is that out of the 24 races in the season, one car, the RB19, dominated the rest. A significant area where Hamilton has shown improvement, compared to his Mercedes stint and Carlos Sainz's struggles with the SF23, is his starting procedure and clutch release timing. The Spaniard faced considerable difficulties with these aspects while at Ferrari, but Hamilton's swift progress under TPC regulations is a promising sign for his future success. Naturally, critics will be quick to point out Hamilton's crash in Barcelona, questioning whether he still possesses the sharpness required at the highest level. However, the reality is quite the opposite. Pushing the car to its limits is essential to extracting maximum potential and providing engineers with actionable data. That's precisely what Hamilton has been doing with the SF23, and there's every reason to believe he will maintain the same aggressive approach with the SF24. The stakes are incredibly high for his legacy, and the pressure on him is immense. He will have one of the best qualifiers on the grid, Charles Leclerc, as his teammate, further amplifying the expectations placed upon him. In recent years, Hamilton has struggled with one-lap performance in Mercedes cars, often due to last-minute setup changes by the team. However, his next test in Barcelona will be crucial in refining his adaptation to Ferrari. The seven-time world champion is leaving no stone unturned, even reaching out to former Ferrari driver Sebastian Vettel for insights. Reports from Italy indicate that Hamilton and Vettel have been in frequent discussions over the past few days. Hamilton has shared his observations about the car, while Vettel, who drove for Ferrari from 2014 to 2020, has provided valuable advice on areas where Hamilton can make improvements. There is a lot riding on the SF24 test in Barcelona, as it serves as a stepping stone for Hamilton to familiarize himself with Ferrari's latest technology and move closer to adapting to the 2025 car. While this is a new challenge for both Hamilton and Leclerc, it could be particularly demanding for Hamilton given the extensive testing he has already undergone in recent months. Certain F1 legends have raised concerns about whether Hamilton, at the age of 40, will be able to maintain peak physical fitness throughout an entire season, especially when competing against younger rivals such as Leclerc, Norris, and the McLaren duo, drivers nearly half his age. Nonetheless, Hamilton's competitive spirit remains unshaken. Team orders could come into play sooner rather than later if the 2025 season favors a particular driver, but one thing is certain: Hamilton will not back down without a fight. Martin Brundle has speculated that Ferrari will not hesitate as much as McLaren did when enforcing team orders. He believes Hamilton will have approximately 3 races to prove he can contend for the championship. If he fails to adapt to the car within this period, Leclerc will likely become the team's preferred driver for the remainder of the season. In that scenario, Hamilton may have to wait until the new 2026 regulations to strike back. Brundle elaborated on this by stating, "At this level, there are no excuses, not even for rookies. A rookie might get half a season to adjust, at most. But for someone like Lewis, the expectation is that he will master his surroundings and the car within 2 to 3 races." Of course, this statement might carry some bias, given that a British driver left a British-based team and the comments come from a British media outlet, Sky F1. However, Ferrari has shown unwavering faith in Hamilton. From everything we have seen so far, it is clear that he is being treated significantly better at Ferrari than he was at Mercedes from 2022 onwards. With all of this in mind, what are your thoughts on Hamilton's feedback to Ferrari's engineers? More importantly, do you believe he has a legitimate shot at securing an 8th world title in his first season with the Scuderia? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to hear about Wolff's latest bombshell on the F1 grid, be sure to check out the video.